guys? Welcome to another edition of Market Marauders, beating the market one trade at a time. If you're new to the channel, Market Marauders is an investment channel. Helps you to find the best deals in the market, as well as some stock analysis. If that's something you're interested in, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below, like, comment, and share. Alright, now diving into today's video, going to be going over an analysis of Disney. Disney's made some pretty big moves in the coming weeks, in the coming days. I definitely see a change in their stock price, and I'm just going to break down, my synopsis of what's going on, in my opinion, on the stock itself. So going into that today, on the 6th, its moving average 50 is 103.27, moving average 200 is 129.81, and it ended the day at $100.88. Now, going to some background information on Disney, in my opinion, I think, trading stocks is more than just, going and looking at the charts and seeing how the charts are behaving. I think going and looking at background information on the stock and, what the company's actually doing is very important from not only a value investing standpoint, but also from the standpoint of someone who, wants to be involved in the company. And as investors, the more information you know, the better investor you can be, in my opinion. So with that being said, going into some background information, on the 5th, Disney released reports their second quarter 6-month earnings for fiscal 2020. Now just going on some of the highlights on here, it says diluted earnings per share, or EPS, from continuing operations from the quarter decreased 93% to 0.26 from 353 in prior year quarter. Excluding certain items affecting comparability, diluted EPS for the quarter decreased 63% to 0.60 from 1.61 in prior year quarter. EPS from continuing operations for the 6-month ended March 28th decreased 73% to 1.44 from 5.42 in the prior year. Excluding certain items affecting comparability, EPS in the 6 months decreased 38% to 2.14 from 34.58. Now, this is all due to, the roadie situation that's going on, but, these are crazy amounts. A 93% decrease from diluted EPS is not anything, to shy away from. And, in my opinion, I definitely see the stock going down even further in the coming weeks. They definitely were affected pretty bad from them closing their parks down, and especially during the time when they closed the parks down. It's getting towards the end of what would have been the school year, and people were planning their vacations. People had early vacations. This happened like before, spring break. So you got to think about people who had spring break plans. Those were canceled, which is a large, income to them, and as well as people who probably had early vacation plans canceled those plans as well. Which is a large part of their revenue for their parks. They are trying, in my opinion, to make up some of it by doing Disney Plus. Now, I'm not saying Disney Plus is like, them trying to regain capital, because it came out before this whole situation happened. But I do think, they will recuperate, a very small amount of the revenue that they lost from the parks being open back due to Disney Plus. But Disney Plus is also fairly new, so I think, if it had been around for much longer, then it would have been making more money, in my opinion, to help, counteract this more. But it's fairly new, so a lot of those people might still be on those free year plans, because when it first came out, it was like, I think people got like a free year to use Disney Plus. So you know they've been broadcasting that they have a large number of subscribers or people who have under their subscription service, but I think a lot of those people may still be on their year plan. So, monetarily wise, I don't think it has really helped. And the numbers of this definitely show. And then jumping into another article that came out that I think, for this portion, I think this definitely affected, the options trade community, as well as the community for, day trading people who day trade Disney. Options, you could still probably put a put probably the best option on this one because I do expect it to go down, but um, you know, that's just all opinionated as well. And I have a video about that too. About options. So I'll try to link that up above. Now, going to another article that was the same day, it says Disney Company Board decides to forego next semi annual cash dividend. Now, to me, this is like a huge undertaking. Now, you know, for them to forego their dividend, which basically means they're going to cut their dividend, as a company this big, is very alarming in my opinion. I think another way they could have handled it is have like the execs or higher up people have budget cuts or cuts from their actual salaries because I mean they get paid like a lot of money. And I think, if it would have done that and helped to keep the dividend, I think it would have kept a lot more investors. And these two things combined, I think, is why the stock is going to go down. Because not only was the earnings really bad, but they cut the dividend. So in my field of thought, there are two types of investors. There are investors who try to do well, three types. There are investors who try to do short-term gains, so they'll get a stock, try to make sure that it's going up, get a gain. I would classify those as like penny traders or option traders. Someone who believes betting on the volatility of the stock, essentially. Those are short term. Now, they're medium term, which I would, say are people who dabble in both. Uh, People who do a little bit of day trading and option trading, and then also do a little bit of value investing. And then there are also the people who do value investing, and that's where this market is hit the most. So for a value investor, you can say, you're not really looking too much on the actual price of the stock. So if it goes down and it still gives a dividend, you may say, okay, now's a good time. I might buy some more because I'm still going to get that dividend. But in this case, if you buy more, you're not going to get that dividend. Now, it's not going to be a permanent thing. Um, in my opinion, I think they'll bring back the dividend after they forego it. But you know, people are probably thinking, hey, they're foregoing this dividend, and I don't. There's too much uncertainty in the market to know how the whole roadie situation is going to directly affect um, the parks moving forward. So I think that's the reason why Disney forego their dividend. But it's a really big hit for value investors because now you have all these shares of the stock and you're not making any money on it. And that's, a value investor, some people pay their bills off of the dividends that companies get. So, some people may just collect a lot of dividend stocks and then, use that to subsidize parts of their income. And now that it's being cut, it's also making people think, is Disney even worth keeping? So, I think there's a long road of recovery ahead for Disney. And I don't think Disney Plus alone or them opening the parks like today, if they open the parks, I don't think that's going to, directly help them um, too quickly. I think it's going to be a slow process of recovery for them. And I definitely, do see the stock going back down. Um, where it will stop at, I don't know, but I do believe that both sides of the investing spectrum have been affected by these two moves by Disney. And if you had the shares of Disney going into the history, you've lost essentially 88 cents, which I think it states in here as well. Yeah, so 88 cents you've lost per share that you own. So that's capital you could have had, especially during a time where people really need the money. So it's kind of like a double blow to value investors, um, and short term investors as well, because you know people may be like, okay, well, I lost my job, but I have this portfolio, and I can get money from the dividends, but then those are cut. So it's kind of like, what do you do? So a lot of uncertainty going on in the market. Um, Drop a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think of Disney. Do you think that it can rebound from this by opening the parks? Leave a comment down below. Like, comment, share. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.